Welcome back, everybody, to the Just Deal With It podcast. It is the one and only Poppy Shampoo, aka Julius Caesar, and today's episode is called Coin or Coins. Coin. Today's episode is called Coin. It's crazy. I'm like, that's a whole different podcast. You guys don't even want to know what we were just talking about. But yeah, so before we get to today's rundown, today's topics, just remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't. Road to 3K continues. We are trying so hard to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of the summer. So it'd just be really nice if you guys help us. We're slowly approaching our 1 year anniversary since partnering with YouTube July 30th, 2020. What an amazing accomplishment that was. And we've done a lot since then. So I've been really proud about the things that we've done. So, and then remember to also thumbs up the video. Very important. It would help me so much if you thumbs up that video. You can do it right now if you want. Go ahead. Do it right now. Do it. But yeah, and I'm just really grateful for the support. So on today's show, it's called Coin. We're just going to be discussing things that involve coins, just helping me rack up on these coins. No, I'm kidding. Like, you'll see why we're going to talk about this. But I'm just going to give you some general updates, how I've been doing in the gym, merch, customers been receiving their orders, summer plans. I'm also going to talk to you about how support looks like. And then we're going to end with friends and mental health. And these are the topics for today. So first, general updates. So I've been going to the gym recently. I've been doing a really great job. Been really enjoying how I've been looking. Just overall, just staying consistent, So for me, it's been really cool. And today, and specifically, it was a huge obstacle for me. Just getting up, and it can be hard if you're in my shoes or you ever been just lazy, just to be like, I can't do it, like I don't want to go to the gym, and you just can't find like the motivation, I guess, on that specific day. Like for me today, what I did was I put a white shirt on, and it just sounds so simple, but the significance of the white shirt was just that it just reminded me of like where I want to be, like I want to like look nice in a white shirt. And right now, in my eyes, I don't look the greatest in a white shirt, especially when I sweat. So just taking the white shirt to the gym to me was a big deal, like I went in there, I did so well on the elliptical, I did my thing, but then I was just drenched in sweat. It looked like a wet t-shirt contest. It looked like I was on Girls Gone Wild, like I was getting ready to just go, PG-13, but yeah, and it was just crazy because then I walked over to the mirror and I saw like my nipples were see-through, and I was just like, oh no, like damn it, like I knew this was gonna happen, but I did it because it was just to motivate me, just to be like, this is why you're going to the gym, because you want to look this way, and that's my choice, that's how I want to feel about myself and how I want to look in the mirror every day and wake up and say I accept how I look, so just being able to have that mentality and say to myself, like, remember to stay consistent, remember to keep going, so try to find ways for yourself, to do things like that, whether it's going to the gym or something that you love doing. Just find those little motivations. Those little things could make such a big difference, and even after I left, I was kind of like covering myself a little. I wanted to get home so quickly, my anxieties were all over the place, and I just really didn't know how to process it, but then I really just remember, like I said, I was locked in, and I was like, this is exactly why I've been committed to the gym as of late. And then just even reposting pictures like on Instagram. You guys have been showing so much love lately to the pictures that I've been posting, because I've been so comfortable in just showing my like style, showing, I'm into fashion, so I've been dressing up lately and trying new things. Like, I've been wearing Chelsea boots now. You guys know me as like the sneaker guy. I've been wearing Yeezys all the time, or like, Yeezys, like Nike shoes and stuff. So I've been really experimenting with new things, and I've been getting really good reviews from it. Just the other day, my mom was like, your dad used to dress this way. My dad, who like passed away and stuff. So she was like, wow, I didn't know you can dress like that. And I was like, I didn't know either. I didn't even know he dressed like that. I just really like the style. It just looks so cool. So, I think it's a new chapter in my life where I'm beginning to just be very experimental. I'm beginning to be accepting of like, different things, opening my mind up and just allowing for all this information to come to me. I'm processing anything. I don't really believe in like good or bad. It's just, just taking it day by day and seeing where life takes me. So that's like my gym story for you guys today. And then I also wanted to talk to you guys about, and give me 1 second, just talk to you guys about merch. So the merch store is still open officially 3 weeks from tomorrow, because obviously we always record these videos in advance, but we already have 10 lovely customers, satisfied customers, and we'll show you some pictures here on the side so you can see as well. We even had one customer that was really excited with her mug, and she decided to buy more. So shout outs to you. Thank you so much. And just overall, I just am really happy with the level of support. Please continue to support. Please continue to, you can show love in many different ways. Our next segment is going to be about that. So I don't want to get too much into it right now. But as far as the merch store goes, just like I said, it goes a long way in just helping us like get like equipment, like, a better camera, maybe a better set. We want to do a lot of things with this YouTube thing, but it can be like, we have to waste money. So if you can just help us in that way, if you like any of the items, or if there's not an item that you don't like, just let us know. We can like, come up with like different other like types of items. But for right now, I'm really happy with the lineup. We just added dad hats the other day, and it seemed to me that those did really well. We sold one within the first day. So yeah, if you're struggling with money, I understand. But if you do get the opportunity, trust me, the material's really well. As you can see from the reviews and stuff, that's probably going around right now, or probably stopped already. But it's good stuff. Support a local business. And also another just general update has just been cool that I've been going a lot out lately, just meeting people or just being with friends, and it's just been really cool. But I also think it's just been funny, because I was telling Isaac actually just like 10 minutes ago, like, I don't think I'm built for this life, because there's so much money being wasted. It's like fun, like the experiences are amazing. Like, I'm having such a great time, like just being outside, finally being out there, being out there in the streets. But it's just too much money. Like, I'm like, how the hell do people keep up with that lifestyle? Like, I just remember being able to like buy shoes from time to time, and like that was a lot of money within itself. But I just can't imagine like going out every day and just dropping like almost $200 a night. I guess you guys are probably wondering what kind of lifestyle I have to begin with, right? Probably just expose myself. but overall, like I'm really open to meeting people. So if you want to hang, or if you want to just do something, just hit me up. I know I have a lot of supporters from like different states as well. And just, if you want to like reach out. I'd love to do some vlogging in your area. It'd be really cool for the channel as well. So I'm open to new friendships, new relationships. Well, like, I mean, not relationships. Like, I don't want to have more than one partner because I'm single right now. No, I'm saying like just friendships. So don't want those things to get convoluted, because paparazzi's crazy. But yeah, so what I'm basically saying is, your boy's out here, hit me up. And that's that. But okay. All right. So the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about was, and I keep saying I'm trying to stop with is summer plans. So basically for this summer, we really want to do some special things this summer. One of those things is just meeting with people, just to like do interviews. So if you're like in the NYC area, just like, and you're like a content creator as well, or just anybody trying to start a business, do their clothing line, entrepreneurship type of stuff, hit us up, because we found this like really cool place in Queens where we can rent a podcast studio and we can interview people, and we would really love to do that. If I'm able to get maybe 5 people at least for this summer, it would be a success. And it would give you guys a big opportunity, to just like put yourself out there. I can't promise you that having an interview with me is going to change your life, because, obviously I'm still growing myself as a channel, but it'd just be nice. We could have some wine as well there. Whatever your vibe is, we'll cater to you. So just reach out to us. My Instagram is king_Julius_Caesar. So you can contact me through there. Just DM me, slide in my DMs, and just let me know, hey, listen, I'm a content creator. This is what I bring to the table. We'll have our conversation and we'll figure out a scheduling time and all that good stuff. And we can make something happen. If you don't want to do something that has to do with podcasting, that's also fine. I'm also looking into meeting with people and just... I love doing chefing with Julius, but it is sometimes hard to record and cook in the kitchen. But we are going to try to get videos like that out. But in the meantime, it would also be nice just to meet up with people, eat, conversate. I don't know if you guys ever seen videos like that when people just go out and eat and talk. We could even review the place. We can go to a place that both of us never been to before. But I'm in a stage in my life right now where I'm all about just meeting people. Like, I just want to help everybody. Like, I'm in that stage, so take advantage while you can, because I'm not always going to be this way, because lately I've been waking up and choosing violence. You have no idea demon hours. But no, let me stop. But for real, like, seriously, if you have goals to, like, be a YouTuber or someone, that where it has to involve like promoting yourself, you can come here. Like, we'll figure something out. Like I said, it's gonna be fun. Don't be scared. Don't be shy. It's the first step. I always tell people trying is a big part. Just the fact that you're already trying is a huge step in the right direction. So do not be nervous. Don't be nervous. I'll treat you right. Don't be nervous. I'll treat you right. But anyway, so that was that's the summer stuff. What else do we have from here? I wanted to talk about how support looks like, because I just feel like there's a notion where if you don't purchase from me, then that means you're not supporting me. And it's not like that at all. So I found this really cool resource and I wanted to share it with everyone, because I have posted it on my Instagram, but I wanted to go really in depth with it. I wanted to go in depth with it. And it was how to support your friend's small business without spending any money. So you see what I'm doing here, without spending any money. And it says share their posts. So that's a pretty big thing already. All you have to do is just share whatever it is that I'm reposting. That goes such a long way in just helping me. I may be wrong, but I believe that helps me with algorithms, correct? Like, it could help me with algorithms if they share my posts. Yeah, so it just helps me, like it goes a long way. It doesn't take like a single minute of your time, maybe just 1 second. Repost it on your story. You don't know who, like, the thing is, you don't know if it will attract someone that actually is interested in what I have to bring. I understand, it may not be something that you like, whatever it is that I'm doing. Like, if you're not a fan of it, or if it just doesn't interest you, I get it, but you don't know that it could actually potentially help me secure another subscriber or a follower, or just someone who's interested in what I have to bring, So I think sharing my posts goes a long way. Like their posts. I think that's kind of the most easiest one. Like, what is there not to like about what I'm doing, Like, I am biased, because I'm going to be very passionate about what I do, what I am presenting, my craft, my work, So just like the post. I'm not forcing you to like it, but I'm saying like the post. Like, what is, like, if like you're basically just essentially supporting like a local talent that's just trying to like make his name out here, you know, like I'm not taking money out of your pocket, you know, and liking it increases my, like, you know, my brand, you know, because that is, you know, let's be real here, let's be real for a second. I'm building a brand, like I'm trying to be famous. Like, I guess we could just throw that out there, you know. I hope that's not breaking news. If we got like the breaking news, he's trying to be famous. But yeah, like, you just don't, like, it just helps me. Like, just, that's all I ask. Like, those first two things are just so easy. All right, third one, tag a friend. That one is asking for more, but like I said before, it just helps me. Like, if you tag somebody or just let them know, hey, I think this type of person will be really great for you. He talks about mental health a lot. He's very transparent about his life. He, from time to time, he'll do funny topics, but he's a really overall genuine person. If that's how you feel about me, I really don't know how you feel about me. I don't care how you feel about me. I am just being myself. So if you feel that you want to go the extra mile and tag a friend, that would be so totes me goats. That would be so amazing. But yeah, comment something nice. You know, if it baffles me sometimes just how hard it is to say something nice to someone. Like, I go around sharing love. Like, you have no idea. Like, I'll let somebody know, hey, listen, you're down. Don't forget how great you are. Like, I've reached out to so many people and show love. It does not hurt to comment. Like, it really does not. Like, if you're someone who's afraid because my media is very open and you don't want other people knowing who you are, that's fine. Just let me know that. Just let me know, hey, I really don't want people like messaging me or friend requesting me because, you know, if I decided to comment on yours. I understand that's a fear. I trust me, I've looked at every different type of perspective. That's why this episode is called Coin, because it's about perspectives. But yeah, just comment something nice. I've had shout outs to Manny, who's been such a great friend. He's always just sending me fire emojis, you know? Like, he's always just letting me know, hey, you're doing a great job. Like, keep it up. Like, just showing love, you know? Air Max Fitted Central. Just make sure, you know, you know, just, I'll have it here again. And he has new pins out, by the way. But yeah, just say something nice. You don't know what that'll do for that person who's posting what he's posting, because it really is sometimes just like nervousness. Like, I'm putting myself out there. Like, I'm already like putting myself out there. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. Like, it could go potentially really bad, but you know, it's always gonna be hit or miss with me. But you can either, like, you know, ignore it, or you can say, hey, listen, whether it's constructive criticism or just general good feedback, but just, you know, like, if you want to go the extra way, it would mean so much. So that's that one. Comment in emojis. So even if you don't want to use words, you can comment emojis. You can comment one of these, 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 you can comment, like, I don't know which one's the one with the, like, I don't know how to do that emoji, but you can comment that one, you can comment, I don't know, you just comment an emoji. I was trying to think of more emojis, but, like, positive ones. Oh, yeah, with the glasses emojis, like that one. You know, you could probably, like, put emojis on top of my head, like, as I'm doing the emoji. On top of your head. Oh my god, this guy. But yeah, you can comment an emoji. It's not that hard, you know. You don't know how, like, happy it makes me feel when I see emojis. I be feeling like the monkey emoji, like this. That's how I be getting. So, you know, just comment an emoji. That's all I ask you. Post a pic. You could go out your way. This is even going a step further. You can post a pic. Like, you can just, like, I've had one of the customers actually post on her actual wall of her wearing the t-shirt. Like, that is amazing. Like, that does wonders for my self-esteem. It makes me feel great. It makes me feel like I'm heading in the right direction, you know. And if you want to post a picture of what I've been up to or just what I'm presenting to the world, it would just mean so much. So, you know, I believe the world runs, you know, effectively. The world is a better place when everyone's just showing love to each other, you know. This these platforms specifically, they have enough money. Like they have enough money. They want you to come to their platforms to see people like us, you know. And that's not taking away, once again, I'm not taking away from your money. I'm not robbing you. I'm not holding you at gunpoint and saying, give me your money. I'm just asking you, like, hey, take some time to support what I'm presenting to the world. It's not that hard, you know. There's 24 hours in a day. I'm asking for 1 minute of your time to just show some love. 1 minute. 1 minute. And shout them out. So you can send a shout out. You know, I've shouted out so many people. You know, I've had people tell me, hey, if you shout me out, I'll do this. That's fine too. If you have something to promote yourself, and if that's the only way you'll shout me out, I understand. I would do the same thing. I don't do that, but I would do the same thing. So just let me know, hey, I'm doing this, I'm selling that, can you shout me out? Shout out for shout out. I've seen people do that, like in like polls and stuff. And you could do stuff like that. So, you know, you can shout me out. It would be really great. It would help me. Once again, this is all about helping somebody. And then the last one here, it says leave a review. So reviews to me, because we're not like a food restaurant or anything like that, would be just sending me feedback. Just say, hey, Julius, I think you're doing a really great job with the podcast. However, I believe you're not covering these topics. I would be really interested if you were covering topics like these, or if you were talking about this specific thing, or even if you didn't agree with a topic, you know. Like, I think being able to educate yourself, educate me and yourself at the same time is like so beautiful, you know, because you get to see different perspectives. And just overall, you know, it just creates this community, this sense of community where it's a safe space. You know, everyone can let each other know, you know, this is what you need to work on. I'm really digging what this is. So a review could go a long way. So these were the topics for this specific post of how to support your friends. Small business without spending any money. Like, if you think about it, you spend so much money over the year on like these celebrities, and these are celebrities you like. I'm not going to shit on you for supporting who you support. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if you have the money to spend on somebody you don't know, why not spend money on someone you actually do know with good intentions? You know, like I think I've been very transparent about who I am as a person. What are my goals? What would I be doing if I had the, I guess, fame or whatever it is, like how I would use this. You know, think about like Jeff Bezos, man. Like, he has like so much money, right? And this man could literally be Batman, but instead he chooses to use his money for other things. He could literally go out and give money to the homeless and help people out. Like, I don't know how much money he has. Do you know how much money he has?
He's like one of the, I think he's like a billionaire.
I think he's like a billionaire. Yeah, he's the richest man, right? Him and Elon Musk.
I think they were like, I don't know who it is right now, but I know they were like.
Anyway, they're rich. They can help people out. I just don't get it sometimes, you know? Like, these are people that can do so much with what they have. I know you're not supposed to tell people what to do with their money, but I'm just saying, like, if I was in their shoes, you know, I'd help people. Like, people that deserve to be helped, you know? And that's what I'm just trying to change the world, you know, one step at a time. Just introduce a new way of thinking, introduce a way where, you know, we're all just loving each other. I know the world is not perfect. Like, I understand that everyone has bad intentions. Most people have bad intentions. Not everyone. Most people have bad intentions. You know, it's a dog world out here. Like, everyone's trying to get it. Everyone's trying to look out for themselves. But from time to time, it does not help to lend out a hand and say, hey, listen, I see what you're doing here. Big fan. Or if you're not a fan, just, you know, I just keep grinding, keep chipping away, you know. It's those little things, especially if you have friends, you know. If you have a friend who's an entrepreneur, a content creator, it just goes a long way, you know. So, like, I have another friend named Lewis, who's does Lewis Sports Network. It's like an amazing YouTube channel. Go check it out. Road to 2K for him. But yeah, and he's sending us YouTube like videos all the time through our group chats, and like I'll watch him and give him a thumbs up because I just believe that he's doing a great thing, you know. Like, He's generally like letting us know this is what he's up to, and I'll like, cool, bro, thank you for sharing. I'll give it a thumbs up, you know. So I just think it goes such a long way, you know. And once again, people have lives. You're busy. I get it. I get that you're busy. But like I said, 24 hours in a day, I'm just asking for 1 minute. In this case, it's probably 30 minutes, but you can go back and forth or, you know, whatever you want to do. But yeah, that was this topic. Hopefully you guys let me know in the comment section below how you feel about that, because like I said, it's all about perspective. So speaking of perspective, damn, I feel like I need to have water in this show because my mouth gets really dry, and unfortunately the crew here does not know how to take care of its talent. You know, I could have had some water, you know, mouth is dry, you know, but it's cool. It's cool, Isaac. It's cool. He already has a lot of jobs as it is. A man of many hats. Many hats. But today's episode really focused on coin, and the reason why I chose coin as the title of this episode was because, you know, a coin has two sides, you know, heads or tails, and I sort of look at life that way. You know, there's always two sides to the story. There's always two different ways to think about something. Well, there's more than two ways, but like, you know, in this situation, I'm saying two. So it just made me look at life that way. And in specific situations, I like to like kind of use that theory, that concept, that there's always two sides to a coin. And today what I wanted to talk about was specifically friends with having mental health, dealing with mental health, and having friends. I don't know how to word this correctly, but basically it's basically if you're dealing with mental health, correct? I've been very vocal about my mental health, but if you have a mental disorder or anything that has to do with mental health or just something in general, it is very hard to expect so much from your friends if they're not educated on the subject. So what I wanted to talk about today was being patient with your friends. And what do I mean by that exactly, being patient with your friends? So it's just giving them the opportunity to reflect and process who is that, what kind of person you are now, because they've known you for quite some time, depending on what kind of friends you talk to. Some of them know you longer than others, but they've known you to be this specific person, and now they're adjusting to what it is that you're you know, what you're dealing with, who you're becoming, all these like things, you know, and they might not know. I always treat it like, you know, let's say you're Italian, right? You're not gonna learn how to speak Spanish in one day. It's a different language. Like, that language is like very hard to understand, you know. So that's how kind of it is mental health language. Like, you can expect your friends like to automatically just get, oh, I understand where you're coming from. They might say that, but they really don't, because they're not educated on it. They don't know that much about it, and it's your job as the person who is dealing with this to just educate them, have patience with them, you know? Like I said, it's always two sides to one coin. So we as people who struggle with mental health, we understand what we're going through, you know, but they might not understand, and we could only ask for so much. I get really needy. I get really complacent. Like, I want attention. Like, I have to be able to understand that it won't not be available at all times, and you just can't automatically assume they don't care about my mental health or they don't care about me, because that's not how life is. Life does not work that way. Does not work like that. People are busy. People got stuff to do. They got stuff to do. So us in those shoes, we have to understand our friends. Like, they don't know. Like, how can you change that, right? Like, how can you feel like, okay, they understand who I am right now as a person, they're accepting of who I am. Give them resources, educate them, let them know. But if you're constantly just in a way like projecting like how you feel, like, and how, like, you know, you're angry and you're this, but not really explain to them why, or explain to them how these things come about, then they're gonna look at you like you're speaking a different language. You know, they're just not gonna be able to understand, and you guys gotta understand that. You know, give them time, give them patience. um lower your expectations. Like, it's really hard when you have high expectations for people, and then when they don't reach those expectations, you feel so disappointed. But that's not a reflection on them, that's a reflection on you, because you set those expectations. So you need to have some very fair expectations for people, because people are not superhumans. We don't have X-Men friends. Like, they're not mutants. They're not going to have these powers for you to like heal you all of a sudden or make you feel amazing. Sometimes you gotta deal with shit on your own, and you gotta be a big boy, a big girl, and say I got this. And that's what sometimes mental health is that way. You feel alone, and you find resources. Like for me, for example, I started to learn breathing exercises, and that's been really helpful. It's been teaching me about my chakra. I kind of like how that sounds, chakra. My chakra, and it's been basically getting me in touch with like every specific part of my body, helping me connect with everything, because I am a superhuman. I'm actually an X-Men. But no, it's been helping me. And like, as I said, guys, like, you could only ask so much from your friends. So, if they're real good friends, they'll understand what you're going through, and they'll be able to accept you. But you also have to have patience with them. I think that's a huge key. So if you're someone right now who's a little bit on the fence about what your relationship is with your friends because they don't understand you, open up, conversate with them, talk to them, say, hey, this is how I'm feeling. Just let me know. Like, and if it comes off, like, if you're unable to come up with the dialogue to have that conversation, just wait, just give yourself the time to like process, give yourself the time, because half of the time you might overthink things and they actually might not be what they seem. Like, that friend might actually be going through something. This is another resource I found the other day. Let me see if I can find it. It was a very powerful post, and it really like kind of put things full circle for me in terms of like what kind of friend I am, and also how I would see other friends. So let me see if I can find it, because I did post it a while ago. So I hope I didn't delete it. My bad, guys. 1 second. Okay, here we go. I found it. So there was an Instagram post I posted the other day, and it said, I am not a consistent friend. I'm more of a dependable friend. I'll go days without texting you and calling you. That doesn't mean I don't love you or don't fuck with you. My mood changes. Some days I just don't want to be bothered, and I also have my own life. Sometimes I struggle and have to pick myself back up. Just like you have yours, and I respect that. We are grown. Little kids need friends to validate their every move. I don't. But when push comes to shove, I'm coming with no questions asked. So, there's different forms of friends. You have friends that are more of the supportive type. They're there to support you through everything that you've gone. There's friends that come and go because they're not, they're probably not used to being that role. Each friend plays a specific role in your life. So you can't expect every friend to play the same exact role. It's like a basketball team, right? Like, you have a point guard, a shooting guard, a small forward, a power forward, and a center. They all play different positions. They're all meant for a specific role. Some might do the same role as the others, but each of them have a specific reason for why they are in that specific role. And you have to understand that. Now, if you have more than 5 friends, then think of it as a baseball team or a football team. But for right now, we're talking about basketball specifically. They play these roles, and you have to be able to understand that if this friend's not available for me, or if you only have 2 friends or 1 friend in your life, it's a lot. It's a lot on their plate. You got to think of it like they have so much in their lives already, and now they got to deal with me. And it's not so much dealing with me, but it's just like this smotherness, like this clinginess, or like just give them a chance to breathe as well. Just the way you want to breathe, and you're going through your stuff, dealing with your mental health, depression, anxiety. It can be hard. It's not an easy road, but just remember, if you love somebody, you would do everything you can in their part to keep them and be understanding. So the same way you want that energy, you have to mirror it and give it back to them as well. And they will mirror it and give it back to you. So just remember that, and that's why this episode was called Coin, because you got to look at it from two different ways. It's never going to be one-sided, in my opinion. There's always many different ways. I've always looked at teaching that same way as well. Like, when you're teaching kids, it's never one-sided. It's never one way of teaching one kid. Kids, my bad, I burped. Kids are very specific, so each of them require a specific teaching form. Some may require the same ones, but there are other kids that need a different teaching style, and you have to accept that. You have to accept that and say, I'm not fit for this kid's teaching. Like, I don't have the teaching style for this kid, and maybe rely on a different teacher to help you with that. So, and that's what I said. These roles play specifically with emotions and things like that. So just keep that in mind. I'm not gonna go into a long explanation with teaching because that's a whole different other conversation. But I just wanted to use it as an example. So what are we good with time right now? 35 minutes? Oh wow, it took a little bit longer than I thought. I thought it was gonna take shorter. Okay, we could end there. All right, so guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We are looking into going into Spotify soon, so we'll keep you guys updated on that because I know you guys are on the go. So you could just take my voice on the go as well. Not linked up, but yes, demon emojis. But what was that? Anyway, very unprofessional. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, don't forget to thumbs up the video. Subscribe to YouTube channel. Road to 3K continues. I really appreciate you guys for supporting once again. Thank you for coming into my life. If you're new to the channel, welcome to this family. We're building a family here. That's what I want you guys to feel, that you can come here, listen to me, be able to move on with your life after and gain some sort of lesson or experience. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any topics that I should cover, or just send me a hi. Once again, go back to that other topic and share, all that good stuff. But yeah, once again, I am Julius Caesar, aka Poppy Shampoo. Thank you for watching the Just Deal With It podcast, and I will see you next time.